Thank you for listening to We Are Family Radio. We're presenting our Community Watchdog Report, something I think is necessary. Talking about wanted, dead or alive. If you need to find out more about the criminal suspects that need to be caught, you go to your local post office. Topics: everyday dangers, concerns, child abuse, abductions, domestic violence, awareness, and sexual abuse. As you know, some of us have been victims, and sometimes when I look at the predators that we deal with, it's obvious that whoever the predators are, and when you get an accurate description, we can actually tackle some of the concerns right now here in our community alone. If you haven't heard about the story, you know the story about Jeremy Hen, and more stories like this. And then when I look at images like this, immediately I know there's something wrong, because a young baby girl is wearing makeup and she's posing, and there's a couple of things that I believe in, and this is what stated about the conditioning, and the very people that are, quote, the parents here in this case, are highly suspect, is obviously the way they gush over and discuss her, and it's quite apparent this is exactly the story about the Madeline McCann case, and there are highly suspect because baby girls don't wear makeup. Let's just be honest. How adults behave with their children is highly problematic when it comes to cases like Madeline McCann, and you can look at that as just one of the points. Now, what really stuck out with me with the Madeline McCann case is this topic that was brought up in this video. I'm going to put the video below. Is about nymphomaniac. And to me, once you connect the dots and you start to see the type of people that are around, I always got the feeling that this is the dude that was around the whole time, because I know there's an individual just like this, same, even the same look in his eyes. It's almost identical to the dude that raped me when I was 26 years old. So same type of mannerism, same type of look in his eyes. Is the same. You know, he was basically blowing bubbles in the tub and some other things, some other very bizarre behavior. You know they're around, they lurk around, and whether they have access to online, he's a billionaire, and that's exactly who I know who is involved in the abductions and rapes of children. Most of these children have been victims or have had encounters with adults that know that that dude is one of the individuals involved in the tub incident, and incidents involving the chair, and the incidents that we've been through recently here. So I think it comes down to who is tied to the missing cases and abductions, and that is definitely the one I've been wondering about the whole time. As soon as I saw his picture, I knew immediately that's the one that's been abusing these children. That's the one. I mean, almost automatically. And I've been pretty good at pinning these ones down. I found my sisters in the same situation. I found other members of my families involved or maybe at some point exposed to abuse. And I'm not talking about like arguing at home, and you can tell by their demeanor, you can tell by their actions. That's why they say if you see signs of child abuse, please contact Childline. Here in Pennsylvania, Childline and a toll-free hotline. If you can have access to anything, this is the topic that you need to be discussing in your community. I just gave you the Community Watch Bulletin, and that is one of the concerns in this region, especially when it comes to child abuse awareness. You must contact the police if you have any tips or any information. What always concerned me and has concerned me is that how we draw awareness in how we can do it, not just from blogging, how to do posters, flyers, and stuff that I didn't understand at 14 years old, having encountered that exact type of situation. I believe that because of Community Watch, if you can actively get involved in a community watchdog report or organization where the community can engage, it empowers the community and your local police departments. This is your concern. You should not look away when it comes to this type of assault and abuse. This is the issue of the day. Thank you for listening to my post. You're listening to Community Watchdog Report. For domestic violence awareness, grief and loss support group. Meet with us here online at 10:30 a.m. And we're going to talk about more on cases and here's the indicator about Missy Barter's case and having that word of knowledge and so many people who led know exactly what that link's out there. Concerns that would be addressed right now with offenders, especially juvenile offenders, sex offenders. There are things you can do to help draw awareness to abuse, and by drawing awareness, it goes back to what happened in Wexford, and there are a number of situations that have been going on. So by you engaging in awareness projects to help the police, that is the first step in getting help. Thank you for listening.